Minister of Veterans Affairs Julian Fantino and Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada Peter MacKay discussed in Vaughan the forthcoming youth protection legislation with professionals who work closely with children and youth victims of crime.
Well, firstly, buonasera, and I'm very pleased to be here with Minister Julian Fantino, the Chief, as he is affectionately known by many, and to have an opportunity here in Vaughan and in this region to talk with people in the schooling system, our police officers, parents, those concerned about youth crime and youth victimization. As a government, we've made it a priority to help improve our justice system, to make investments, but your question about how do we react, and it's in large part through legislation. We've recently brought forward a bill specifically targeting cybercrime. So bullying on crime, fraud, efforts to lure children, and sadly terrorism as well, is prolific online, as we've seen in recent days. So we have legislation that gives police more tools to be able to track criminality online. We have now specific offenses, the non-consensual distribution of intimate images, which is a phenomenon that has caused some young people to take their own lives. And we're bringing in, frankly, tougher penalties for serious violent crime. We're bringing in victim fine surcharge that is now mandatory, that has to be respected, that puts it funnels more money directly into victim services that are there to help people who have been victimized. So we're taking an approach that is really aimed at improving the overall functioning of the system. And finally, I would say the Victims' Bill of Rights, which puts victims right at the very center, the very heart of our justice system, and protects their rights to prevent re-victimization, to allow victims to have rights to information, to protection, to restitution, to the things that they really should be protected when it comes to their rights. And having that written down in Canadian law for the first time, we think will be a fundamental shift in the direction of helping victims and bring about greater balance. The symbol of justice is balance. Victims need greater balance, respect, and inclusion. In addition to giving the police the tools to track criminals who are doing terrible things online, being able to do in the virtual world what they do in the real world, be able to preempt, prevent, and hold people responsible for their actions on the internet. And we have to modernize our laws in order to do that. But it will require a lot of cooperation, and will require, of course, judges to take this behavior seriously and reflect that in the sentences.
We came here to St. Stephen's Catholic School, and we have our Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada, Peter MacKay, here as well. And we met with the police, with school authorities, with citizens, with parents, and with child assistance networks. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a better understanding of the kinds of issues that people feel need to be addressed from a law and order, public safety point of view, the kinds of things that we in Ottawa need to do to continue doing to improve the laws, to improve the justice system, to lend support to families, to schools, to parents with regards to protecting our children from bullying, from sexual exploitation, from the kinds of victimizations that children as very vulnerable people very often are subjected to. So it's been a very, very informative meeting. We've had a lot of very good ideas, a lot of very good suggestions, and this is what it's all about. It's bringing the community together so as we in politics can then respond with the appropriate legislation and the appropriate tools to enable every one of us to create a safer environment for our children at the community level.